Plymouth University's chairman of governors, the retired judge William Taylor, is to be investigated about claims of sexual harassment of female university staff. BBC Spotlight can reveal a senior barrister has been appointed by the university to support their investigation into allegations involving a number of women. Judge Taylor denies the allegations, which he says are deeply hurtful. Our business correspondent Neil Gallacher has the story.
Plymouth University is one of the city's biggest success stories and one of the biggest employers in the region. But the turmoil at the top level is, according to one local MP, becoming a crisis and hurting the organisation. We can reveal this evening that the university has appointed a barrister, Simon Cheetham, to investigate allegations of sexual harassment against William Taylor, the retired judge who chairs the university's Board of Governors. But it's not the only investigation underway at the university. In June, the chief executive, Wendy Purcell, was effectively suspended by the governors while an inquiry is carried out into allegations against her. The university hasn't revealed their nature. Professor Purcell has alleged that Judge Taylor sexually harassed female members of staff at the university. Those are the claims which will now be investigated. He said today that he's aware that at a very late stage in the review of matters involving Wendy Purcell, she submitted allegations against him to his fellow governors. Judge Taylor's statement said, "I categorically deny these allegations, which I consider to be defamatory. I have personally insisted that, together with the university, these are robustly investigated by an independent expert. It would clearly be inappropriate to comment further while that investigation is in train, except to say that these are deeply hurtful." Whatever the outcome of the two investigations, there is concern outside and inside the university that the disputes at the top are harmful.
Any speculation like this must be damaging. We need to minimise that damage. We want this university to be successful. It is a great institution. We just hope that these issues can be wrapped up as quickly as possible.
The university watchdog, the Higher Education Funding Council, has already looked into the suspension of Professor Purcell and the claims made by her supporters. They've said there isn't enough evidence for them to launch an investigation themselves, but they have called for a review of how the university is run.
And Neil is with me in the studio now. It's important to be clear about all this. So what are the claims and who's making them?
Well, we know that the claims come from Wendy Purcell's side. She is the suspended chief executive, and they concern a number of alleged incidents of inappropriate behaviour by Judge Taylor towards female members of staff at the university. Now, Judge Taylor, as chair of governors, is the head of the body that oversees the university and guides it strategically. And as we've said, he categorically denies these allegations.
And of course, in the background to all of this is the suspension of the Vice-Chancellor, Wendy Purcell, isn't it?
Really, at the heart of this is a bitter dispute at the top of the university. Earlier this summer, the Board of Governors suspended their chief exec, Wendy Purcell, for reasons that have never been made clear. And last week, another senior university figure, the outgoing Pro-Chancellor Barbara Bond, issued a statement in which she said that she had long-standing concerns, as she put it, about the way in which the university was governed, and criticising Judge Taylor for what she called his manner when dealing with female members of staff and students.
So what's likely to happen next in all of this?
Well, one MP, Gary Streeter, is adding his voice to calls for this to be wrapped up quickly because of the damage it's doing to a very important institution. And in the last 40 minutes or so, there's been a further statement from Judge William Taylor in which he says he's prepared to stand aside for the time being. He says, "I'd already stepped away from the investigation into the Vice-Chancellor's conduct," that's Wendy Purcell. He says, "I'd be prepared to do the same again and transfer all my duties and responsibilities to my deputy, Steve Pearce, pending the outcome of this independent investigation, were that thought to be helpful." He says he's going to speak to the board tomorrow and seek their views.
OK, Neil, thank you very much indeed.
In other news tonight,